So the next one was with Councillor White.
So I've sent an alternative recommendation to the Minutes Secretary today.
I'll second it.
In relation to this item. And what I'm asking Council to accept tonight is that we adopt the report for information, that we go back out to the community and undertake further investigations on the suitability of all locations for an off-leash area down in the Dolphin Point Burrell Lake area, that the Council engage some of the key community groups down there and community members on looking for a suitable place to put an off-leash area, and that a report comes back to Council. So on that, I'm moving that. So I'll just speak to it. So I've received, and we received quite a few deputations today in relation to this. We received a petition over 1,000 signatures at the last council meeting, and according to staff, when we receive a petition with over 1,000 signatures on it, we have to make a report to the next council meeting. So council went out and did some quick community consultation and surveyed a few people. We got 5 responses who said no, but one thing that it did identify, that down in this area we don't have any off-leash areas. So council staff have asked that they investigate from Ulladulla Harbour all the way down to Cormorant Beach to see if there's any suitable areas. A lot of the emails we got asked to delay this matter for a month and bring it back to next council meeting so the council could go and do some more consultation. But with the way that reports are due up to council, it worked out that they could only do 4 days of community consultation, which again is too short a period of time to look at this. So I have deliberately not put a time frame on this because it's going to take some time to fully investigate by the staff. I've spoken to Mrs Lewis and I've spoken to Coralie Bell in relation to the changes. They are happy with the changes, and this will give the community to have a really good, frank discussion on it. If you read the report, the areas that they were asking to see whether they could let these dogs off the leash were around the lake, which have shorebirds, crabs, have lots of little endangered species in it. And I think this will be a real good opportunity for the community to work with council staff to understand why areas are not applicable to have an off-leash area. So they walk down there during the day, they don't see the shorebirds sometimes because they're only there at certain times of year. The crabs may not be there if it's low or high tide. The other marine life that is down there they won't see. So it's a good, I think, educational time for the community down there, and you'll notice that the Ulladulla Forum's going to be involved in it. You'll notice that Paws for Shoalhaven are going to be involved in it. These Paws for Shoalhaven are a very active group in the southern Shoalhaven, you know, wanting off-leash areas. They need to have a good look at what the consequences are as well as the pros on having off-leash areas. Just to make another point, I came here I think 2 months ago and presented the plans for Thurgate Oval, which we all thought were great plans. That has progressed further. We have secured Downer Seymour White to do the whole project management for that project, which is worth, you know, close to $50,000 of in-kind works for council. That is progressing well. And I think if we take our time to look at how that dog park over at Thurgate Oval progresses, what the costs are, how we can build it, but also look for these areas. We have a brochure that was pointed out to me today. We have a Pets on Holiday brochure. People are bringing their pets down here on holidays. There's no doubt about that. So we really, and I've batted on this for years and years and years in this council, that we really need to have a good look at the dog policy, where they can go, and I think this is a way forward to educate people, to have the community involved and get a good understanding of what council looks at for these areas, and to make sure that they get some education and they understand what council has to look for when we're looking at the difficulties it is. Now, in the report, you will notice that they made some other suggestions where some off-leash areas could be. One of those areas, if you know Dolphin Point, is the headland where you actually go down to the opening, where the toilets are down the bottom, where you go to the opening of the lake. It's got a nice big green patch of headland up there. Whether that would be a suitable area for an off-leash area. There's lots of options down there, and I think we have to start bringing the community with us along the journey to say this is why we can't do it, but this is why we can do it in other locations. So I'm hoping that all councillors will support this. I don't expect the report to come back to council for at least 3 to 4 months, because it's going to take some time.
Thank you. Councillor Garr.
Thanks, Madam Mayor, and I thank Councillor White for explaining the changed motion that's before us. I just wonder if the mover and seconder might entertain a slight amendment to paragraph 2. The Council undertake further investigations into the suitability of all locations, Dolphin Point and Brewer Lake, for fenced, insert the word fenced, dog off-leash areas.
I'm happy to look at that.
You wouldn't take it then?
Thank you for that. With that, if I could speak to the motion at that point, I'm quite happy with that, because what it does is it sends a message to the dog advocates, if I could put it that way. It's not all dog advocates, because I think I'm a dog advocate, but I can't stand the thought of dogs being unleashed in public areas because it's unsafe for the community, regardless of what some of these advocates think. Look, my view is that the advocates are almost beyond education. They are so fixated on getting more and more and more for their own agenda, their own wants and needs, to be able to walk their dog off-leash wherever they want, that I'm not sure that they're going to like the idea of fenced areas. Thurgate Oval is a fantastic example of how you can do this well, because it brings control to the exercise of off-leash areas. But off-leash in public areas, which I believe is what many of these advocates, particularly down in the south of the Shoalhaven, want, beaches, parks, wherever, is just not appropriate. And we need to send a very loud and clear message. It may not be popular with some, but it is the right message, because the health and safety of not just our community, but those who visit this community, has to be at the forefront of everything we do in making these decisions in this council. So thank you for accepting the amendment, and I hope that the dog lobby, if I can call them that, gets that message loud and clear, that that's how you do a dog off-leashed area.